Welcome to Ride with Nick. It's a new year and it's a new start, and we are going to open the year with a friendly little small capacity sports tourer, the Kawasaki Versys 650. This is a used bike, so prices are somewhere between £5,000 and £8,000. Direct rivals would be the Tiger 650, the V-Strom 650, and perhaps the Tracer 7. This is a very accessible bike for new riders, less experienced riders, also shorter riders, and it's 840mm seat height and it's 240 kilograms. So it's wieldy, it's friendly, it's accessible. You could go to the shops, you could go anywhere in the world. So this bike is all very bread and butter stuff. It's not a lot of money, but it's a decent level of kit. We've got 17-inch front cast road wheels, and this particular bike is running Conti Road Attack 3s, which is 120 70/17. We've got upside down forks, 41mm showers. We've got some very nice little petal detailed discs here. These are 300mm discs, and we've got two Nissan twin pot calipers gripping the whole thing, bringing it up to a stop. Also, as the funky little decal says here, this bike's equipped with ABS. We've got plenty of frontal bodywork on this bike. It's quite a big area that meets the wind, so you're going to get plenty of protection. We've got a tall manually adjustable screen with probably an aftermarket extension up on the top here. Coming round here, we've got a very wide and protective 21-litre fuel tank, and I'm guessing that is good for a claimed 56 miles per gallon. We've got this rather interesting tubular steel diamond frame, and that's wrapped around a 649cc 8-valve parallel Kawasaki twin. That's giving us a very respectable 68 horsepower, 47.2 foot-pounds of torque. It's a claimed 130 miles an hour, which is more than enough for anything. And this bike has a very respectable 258-mile range. Great little touches on this bike make it much more interesting with the frame, the KYB rear shocky. It's got a remote reservoir here for adjusting the preload manually. Coming back here, we've got a very snazzy looking 250mm petal disc, a simple Nissan single pot caliper, and then we've got this really funky, unexpected banana shaped swing arm. It's holding a 17-inch cast rear wheel, again the Continental Road Attack, and it is a 160 60/17 on the back end. This bike in terms of equipment is a Grand Tourer specification, so that includes both of these big panniers, this oversized top box on the back here with the backrest for your pillion. It also has handguards, and it has a power socket on the left hand side up front here. So there we are, it's a new year, and we've got something small, friendly and accessible that will still light the flame and get us out there into the new season, which is inevitably coming. Here we go. So you fire it up, a little parallel twin bubbles away underneath you. You've got your USB socket on the right, you've got your power outlet on the left. Everything's quite conventional. Gear change indicator, little rev counter flicking away there. You've got Oxford heated grips on the right, your start switch, adjustable levers, cable clutch, full beam signal, four-way flashers, and a horn. So it's fairly simple and straightforward. There are no great surprises. And that seems to be the theme of this bike. It's simple, it's well put together, and it buzzes along quite the thing. I like the riding position. It's upright, and this U-shaped kind of steering bar here like a set of cow horns. It takes all the weight off of your wrists and makes this an extremely comfortable motorcycle. Seat's good. And this windshield, this high windshield, does an excellent job, along with the tank, of keeping you protected from what is a fairly grotty day today. It's safe to say it is a fairly grotty day. Some days are not days for going fast, and this is one of those days. We're the first week of January, and the roads have all got covered in gravel and snow and rain, and it leaves those weird trails of gravel up the middle of the road every time you come round a corner that you least expect. So it's a day for keeping it right and staying upright, getting off your couch, hopping on your adventure bike and getting out there. It's a little bit earlier in the season than I would normally start, but then that's one of the good things of this job. You've got no choice. You get the phone call, you grab your kids and you get on with it. Look at this. Even though I'm absolutely fucking freezing, I'm still out and about doing my thing. And that's got its own sense of satisfaction. Bike turns in well enough. It feels confidence inspiring. The suspension is decent, it's doing its job under there. It's a little bit soft, but in a friendly, reassuring kind of way. So you're not crashing over all of this, you're just kind of running along on the top of it. It feels much, much better than the price would suggest. There's not a huge amount of power. It'll pull along, but you need to change up and down the box, which is a pleasure. Yeah, it's nice gearbox. Nice, it's not very friendly, is it? It's a slick, capable and good feeling gearbox. There's enough power, there's enough torque to pull you along. Might be a little bit laborious to up if you were doing serious distance. Serious distance. Look at that mud, horrible, gicky, everywhere. Yeah, 2 up on a longer distance. You're just going to have to work with what you've got. But for me, oh dear me, it's plenty. So what we got? We got a decent gearbox. We've got horrible roads. The brakes are absolutely up to the job. Tried them a couple of times just because people seem to be stopping today unexpectedly. The engine is not particularly inspiring, that's what I would say. This is not going to be a heart ruling your decision. I can't imagine. Oh, rainbow! I can't imagine you're going to fall in love with this bike very easily. It's a kind of rudimentary, basic, getting the job done type of thing. That's not to take away from its appeal. At its price point, you could use this all year round. You could go and do your shopping. You could commute to work and back with all your stuff in the plentiful luggage. It's a workhorse. It's not a stallion, it's a pit pony. So if you need a pit pony and you don't want to spend a huge amount of money, this could well be the bike for you. There is a little bit more noise than I would have thought. It sounds like it's working very hard all the time, even though it's not. So, oh, do you know, it's great to be out. It's just great to be out and about. So even in top gear, in 6th, even though it's only doing 4,000 revs, it feels like it's doing 8. Yeah, it's definitely not a day for speed. You just don't know what you're getting around the next corner. You never do. But at this time of the year, they haven't been cleared. No matter. This is a worthy companion for a first outing. It's actually a decent amount of fun. Quite a short wheelbase, it feels like. It's not long and stretched out, so it turns in quite quickly. Doesn't feel like it wants to steer off the bars, it wants more input from the pegs. That seems to be the way to get it to go across. Not that you want it too far across today. So there we are. 6th gear. At 4,000, and it feels like it's working very hard, even though it's not really. Revs all the way up to 10. Hey, I'm not the only one out and about. So the rain's dropped off, the sun's come out. I'm getting a little opportunity to stretch this thing's legs and see what it's capable of. And it's capable of everything you could ever want in the real world. It's a very real world motorcycle. Decent economy, low insurance, low running costs. Yeah, okie dokie. That's taking the edge off things. And very capable. Not particularly stylish looking, but not ugly either. It's hard to get super excited about it, because it doesn't really excel in any one area. But that said, it doesn't let you down in any one area either. So if it was a temperature, it would be lukewarm to mildly hot. That's not a temperature, is it? It would be lukewarm. If it was a drink, it would be water with just a very small amount of God's truth. Oh dear. These little roads are just covered in crap. Doesn't matter though. This thing soaks it up and just cracks on. The key is not to be too ambitious today. Just make the best of what you've got. Perhaps that's what this is about. Making the best of what you've got. And what you've got is a cracking little package that doesn't set the world on fire, but does just get its head down and get on with doing the job in hand. And that in itself has plenty of appeal. Thoroughly decent little bike. Adventure bikes as a class, I absolutely love them. They are fantastic things. From the biggest £20,000 GS Adventure right through to this little budget bike, which does not feel it at all. They get you out into this, they get you off your couch, they get you into your gear, and the first week in January you're actually starting your season. It's not a heart over head thing. I don't love it. But you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's a thoroughly capable little creature. And if it's the right one for you, then you will not be disappointed. Oh man, it's so cold! So if you like that, then please like and subscribe to the channel. It's our first full year. This is going to be a cracking year. I can absolutely feel it.